Boom. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And welcome to one of the hardest fragrance lists that I've ever had to make on this channel. I have 10 of the best summer fragrances for 2025 right here beside of me, ready to talk about and review. And I've tried to put them in order, and I believe I've ranked them to the very best of my ability. But I'm just going to be honest, this is very difficult because if you know me, the summertime kind of warm season of the year is my favorite time to wear fragrances. I've always been more of a fresh, aquatic, bright, zingy, uplifting kind of fragrance guy as opposed to the gourmands of the world in the fall and winter time. That's just my nose. I love this season of the year, and summer 2025 is absolutely no exception. And we did the top 5 fragrances for summer last year. This year, we're bumping it up to 10 because I want to show a couple different brands some more love and just talk about these because these will all be getting worn during the summer season. And so, without further ado, let's jump right in with number 10. It was on the list last year, and it's back on the list this year. Ralph Lauren's Polo 67. Now, I must admit, I smelled the new EDP, the new one that came out just a couple of weeks ago, and I prefer the opening of the new one to the original. I think it's just more juicier, more brighter, has more citrus kind of going on, and I feel like it's a more citrus prominent opening, even though this is still very heavy on the citrus. But this, the original, the EDT, still works really, really good. Actually was my fragrance of the day that I'm recording this video. Super bright, fresh, got a lot of juicy pineapple and kind of a citrus forward opening, and it's done in a really nice way. It projects, it lasts a long time. It's got that sweet, addictive summertime DNA that you're looking for, and it really is one of my favorite fragrances for this summer. Hence why it cracked our list for the second year in a row. Number 9 is the newest fragrance on this list, Maison Margela's Never Ending Summer. Picked this up a couple weeks ago, reviewed it, talked about it. And it's been difficult because I've always been a fan of Under the Lemon Trees. I've especially been a fan of Sailing Day by them. It's just been a really great, well-rounded scent. But honestly, I want to show some love to Never Ending Summer. I've mentioned the very realistic citrus, tangerine, kind of orange pill opening that you get. Granted, it's kind of got a boozy, kind of tropical drink vibe, at least in the first couple of minutes of wearing this fragrance. But after that passes, it really just settles into a very realistic, natural citrus opening fragrance. And it really does remind me of the summertime, especially on like an evening out. I've certainly wear this in the daytime, but I feel like this is best suited for the evening. You're going out to a dinner somewhere. Maybe you're going out on the beach, on the boardwalk, or you're going to the pier to listen to some music or to dance or do whatever. And this would be one of the fragrances you could reach for. Great evening fragrance, great going out. And I think this is going to get a lot of use. Very natural, unique citrus fragrance, especially for the warm weather. And I'm a big fan of Maison Margela's Never Ending Summer for that reason. From absolutely despising to now respecting and wearing decently often, Paco Rabanne's Invictus Aqua 2024. I told you how this is one of the fragrances that has grown on me the most, especially as of late in my collection. I remember getting this last summer and smelling it. I was like, okay, I'm not really blown away. Of course, Invictus Platinum is my favorite fragrance of all time. I'd even reach for the Invictus Parfum, the new chiseled bottle style that came out. I'd go for that probably before I went for this. But I've worn this, especially recently. The performance on it is great. The longevity is A+ for the summertime. And it's honestly the Invictus kind of bubblegummy sweetness mixed with like some of the Aqua de Jo DNA, that aquatic, that oceanic kind of smell. You put those together, the original Invictus and the original Aqua de Jo, or maybe even Aqua de Jo Profundo, you mix those and you get this. And I think it's done in a really nice way. It's sweet, it's fresh, it's versatile. It gets quite the bit of compliments. So if you're into that, definitely look into this fragrance. And as I've said, I really appreciate performance and longevity. I know we made a video last week that didn't count those, but this week it does. And honestly, this fragrance just lasts so long and it projects so well. And it's a very solid option, especially at our number 8 slot. Let's give some love to the House of Prada. One of my favorite Prada scents, maybe not my favorite, but Prada Ocean is such a good fragrance for the summertime. I know Prada is kind of known to do their kind of soapy, fresh, clean fragrances. That's kind of the vibe they do across the board. And as you would expect, the original Prada Ocean is no different. It's got a very citrus, bergamot, heavy forward opening, but it's so nice. It kind of stays throughout the lifespan of the fragrance. And really, I know when you think ocean, you probably think something like Aqua or even Sailing Day from Maison Margela, where it's just so aquatic and so ocean forward. But this is more citrus forward to me. It's more clean, it's more soapy, it's more fresh and sweet. And I feel like the bergamot especially is the star player here. And it's just a really, really good fragrance. Mass appealing. Nobody's going to turn a bad eye to this fragrance. Everybody's going to like it. You're going to get compliments. Has decent performance and longevity. And Prada is just really good at making fresh fragrances. And so I really cannot complain here at the number 7 spot. Maybe the most unique fragrance on this list is up next with Sensual Obsession's Chill Obsession. I know I could have talked about Meteor. I could have talked about Imagination. I really honestly could have thrown California Dream on there, on the beach on this list. But this one, along with one other Louis Vuitton, spoiler alert, were the two that I put in this list. This to me is one of the better fragrances, period, for a tropical vacation. It is so unique with that apricot note and the bit of carrot seeds and all that you kind of get in there, the lemon in the top. Such unique citruses and kind of a way to produce a bright, fresh summertime scent. This is such a unique DNA, I feel like, as it is. It's not just your generic citrus or aquatic summertime fragrance. Very unique. The longevity is great, especially this version. People have often smelled this alongside Louis Vuitton's, and it's matched one for one, and it's went toe-to-toe with performance and longevity. And this is just a great vacation scent. I'm going to spray this on. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to go to a resort, and I'm just going to enjoy my time on vacation with this fragrance because it's bright, it's fresh, it's sweet, it's juicy, and it just puts me in a really good mood. Really nice fragrance here from the House of Sensual Obsessions. Or if you have the Louis Vuitton version, both of them work just as good. So shout out to Chill Obsession, and it is a great one, especially for the summertime. Rolling into our top 5, I had to throw a city rhythm on this list. I know I've talked about San Diego a bunch, and I very well could have thrown that one back on the list. But just to kind of mix things up, I went with another one of my favorites here, City Rhythms Miami. This has a lot of saffron in the opening. You get a lot of coconut and lime. And this, honestly, kind of gives me Miami Beach vibes. I've worn this specifically in Florida, like going out on vacation, staying in the Tampa Bay, kind of Miami area, basically tropical Florida, and wearing this out, especially going out to dinner. And this just works so well. I even vividly remember wearing this to a dinner last summer in the Bahamas. And the compliments that I received just in one night of wearing this was pretty crazy, to be honest with you. People love this kind of a DNA. It's tropical, it's sweet, it's zingy, it's bright, it's uplifting. It checks all the boxes that you would want a summertime fragrance to check. And I know they offer a bunch of summertime fresh fragrances, but I really think Miami and even Miami Tropical Confessions are right up there at the very top of the list and ones that you should check out, especially if you're looking for a summertime hit. And that's why it made the top 5 on this list. Coming in at number 4, recent pickup. This is my first summer actually owning and wearing this fragrance. And I talk about it a lot, but I love it just that much. And it's one of my favorite fragrances ever. And this is the best time of the year to be wearing it. And so, of course, I'm going to talk about it and include it on this list. Yes, I think this is better than Greenlee. I think it's better than Perseus. I don't know if it's better than Castley. I haven't smelled Castley yet. From what I can tell, that's kind of giving me some Meteor vibes from Louis Vuitton. But until something comes along that can compete with this, Sedley is going to be my favorite PDM summertime fragrance. It's that diet Sprite Zero kind of feel. It's got a very heavy citrus opening, but it's got some mint, some lavender, kind of a carbonated, bubbly, almost like an expensive shower gel kind of a feel. And it just works so well. You could spray 10 sprays of this on and go outside, and nobody is going to look at you any differently. Like, they are going to love it. Gets a lot of compliments. The performance and longevity is pretty decent too. And this is just a staple for me. And I've put a little bit of a dent in it, given the fragrance collection that I have, but I'm going to probably put even more of a dent this summer. I'm looking forward to wearing Sedley for this summer 2025. Coming in at the number 3 spot is Mind Games Blockade. This has been described from some people as a mango Venice. You take that Creed Venice DNA, you put a whole bunch of mango in the opening, this ripe, juicy, bright mango, and this is really what you get here with Mind Games Blockade. I'm going to be honest with you, this for me is some people's Louis Vuitton afternoon swim. 10 out of 10 scent profile, but the performance is just not good, and I cannot give the number 1 spot to this fragrance with its performance and longevity being 4 hours, 5 hours max on my skin. Honestly, I think I'm even maybe putting it up a little high given how bad it lasts and how little it projects off your skin. But as unfortunate as that is, the DNA for this is addicting. It's done so well. Of course, mango is one of the best, I think, citrus notes to use for the summertime, and this just does it so well. Wear it on a date, wear it in the office, wear it on a vacation, wear it out to a nice dinner, wear it to a formal event. It doesn't matter. For however long that you're wearing it, people are going to notice you, especially in that first little bit. And especially if you're going out in the evening time, this should work pretty well because you're not going to be out all day and it's not going to give the fragrance a chance to die off. But this is such a beautiful scent profile. It's really a crying shame that it doesn't last any longer than what it does. But I'm a big fan of Mind Games Blockade. And that's why it got the bronze medal on this list. Could I have put Louis Vuitton City of Stars at number 1 on this list? Yes. Would that have been any fun? Probably not for most people. I know you've heard it, and I probably sound like a broken record at this point. And I really feel like I'm one of the only people that have been on this broken record. But at least for the summer 2025, Louis Vuitton City of Stars is just one of my favorite fragrances, period. And I'm going to put a dent in my tiny little decant that I got from the Louis Vuitton store. And when I run out of it, I'll go get another decant or finally just bite the bullet and get a full bottle. But this stuff is just the perfect summertime fragrance to me. I know that sunscreeny suntan lotion DNA is not going to be for everybody. And I get that. And I get that this fragrance walks the line of feminine and unisex. I understand both of those completely. But with that being said, it does it so well. The citrus is so nice. The fragrance is just really, honestly, beautifully blended. And it lasts a long time. I get so many compliments with this fragrance. It's probably my most complimented summertime fragrance, at least, the last little bit that I've been wearing it. I love it. I'm going to try not to just talk about it all summer long, but I warned you last week when it was number 2 on that list. I just can't help myself. I didn't have it on the list originally, but I talked myself into it. This is my list, and therefore I'm going to talk about City of Stars. Such a good fragrance for the number 2 spot and for summer 2025. Without further ado, the number 1 best summertime fragrance for 2025, YSL's Y Live. I got this last summer, and it quickly became my favorite evening time fragrance to wear out in the summertime, and especially going out, whether it's on vacation, whether it's going to dinner, whether it's to get ice cream, whether it's going to the lake, wherever I'm going. I really gravitated towards this, and nothing has changed from summer 24 to summer 25. This is YSL with an Invictus kind of bubblegummy sweetness put into it. Kind of put those 2 DNAs together and you kind of get Y Live. It's bright. It's got a zesty kind of pop of a citrus in the top. It's sweet. It's a refreshing fragrance to smell. It just lifts your spirits. And this is such a great fragrance. You could absolutely wear this in the daytime, but for me, all my memories and my times wearing it have been, I'm in Charleston, I'm in the Bahamas, I'm at the beach, and after a long day, get showered up, ready to go out to dinner, and this is what I spray on. It gets so many compliments, it lasts a long time, just like all the YSLY fragrances do, and it just checks all the boxes that I'm looking for it to check. Great fragrance, and I'm going to continue wearing this, especially all summer long, and it's going to be great because it's a great DNA. It's really slept on, and I understand it's not really easy to get your hands on. So if you can find a decant, if you can find a real version of this, I encourage you to do so before it gets even harder to find. But YSLY Live, it's the stuff. And you got to check it out if you haven't already. And so we're going to kind of close off there. Thank you for hanging with me. And I appreciate you allowing me to talk about my 10 favorite summertime fragrances for 2025. Drop down in the comments section below your favorite fragrances and the ones you're going to be wearing, especially in these summer months. And I'll be interacting with all those comments down there. But that's all for me. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're getting closer to 2.5K, so please subscribe and hit that bell if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys for plenty more content this week. Y'all stay safe, and God bless.